Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to detail ex-NBA star Shaquille O'Neal. 1996, Shaquille O'Neal was one of the biggest superstars in sports and in the media, with his big personality and his new 7-year, $121 million contract, bringing him to LA and becoming a Los Angeles Laker.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Larry Beal here in the ESPN studios in Connecticut. We're breaking into programming right now to bring you a live news conference about to take place in Atlanta, at which Shaquille O'Neal is expected to announce that he has signed a 7-year, $120 million contract to join the LA Lakers.
You haven't figured it out yet. I've signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. And keep in mind the word change to me.
After several seasons with the Lakers, Shaq's stardom and fame would grow even more, from doing movies, recording rap albums, and just having a dynamic personality. By the early 2000s, Kobe and Shaq became the best duo since Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, bringing 3 championships to LA, and even Shaq becoming an MVP.
Shaquille, you've had a dominating MVP season. Number 1 in scoring, number 2 in rebounds, number 3 in blocked shots, 4 assists a game almost, and only 3 people played more minutes as you were leading your team to 67 victories. It's a pleasure to watch you grow. Congratulations, 1999-2000 NBA MVP, Shaquille O'Neal.
Beyond the glitz and glamour, Shaq would be involved with some heavy gang members, and ended up making some connections in the LA streets, some being with South Central gang members from the Main Street Crips. The Main Street Crips were a gang known for being involved in all aspects of bringing in money, from being big-time drug dealers, owning businesses, and being involved in the entertainment industry. Shaq would build a connection with several Main Street Crips as they offered protection for him being in LA, as he was previously robbed before, but he offered a lot more for the Main Street Crips, like access to many big-name celebrities and other ways to make a ton of money, as he was putting a lot of money and opportunities in their hands. Shaq became close with several Main Street factors like Del Dog, who was an important figure in the Main Street Crips, and also his eventual business partner and fellow Main Street Crip, Robert Stutterbox Ross. Stutterbox and Shaq would have a big falling out after he felt Shaq owed him some money, and this would turn bad. Stutterbox would have something over Shaq's head. It was said from different sources that Stutterbox had tapes of Shaq's wife at that time, showing O'Neal doing explicit things on camera. It was also said that Stutterbox was blackmailing Shaq about him cheating on his wife. This would make Shaq desperate to stop Stutterbox by any means necessary. The situation would put a rift between the Main Street Crips and cause internal beef with Shaq having many Main Street members on payroll. They would take Shaq's side instead of Stutterbox's, basically causing him to fall out of favor with his own gang. By 2008, Del Dog, who was believed to be one of the leaders of the Main Street Crips, took it in his own hands. After several meetings with Shaq on the situation with Stutterbox, Del Dog ordered 6 other Main Street Crips to kidnap Stutterbox, where they would rob him and beat him in an attempt to try to recover the supposed tapes. Stutterbox later walked into the LAPD 77th Street Division with his face cut and bleeding out, and having blood all over his clothes. He would later tell the police that armed Main Street Crips, who he had grown up with and recognized, kidnapped him. He would say they ordered him to drive his car to drive to South Central into Del Dog's house, where the Main Street members beat him and took $15,000 in cash from him and robbed all his jewelry. Stutterbox told investigators that events leading to the kidnapping started with a business deal going bad, where he was cut out of a deal with Shaq. Stutterbox said that Shaq and Del Dog only knew each other because he introduced him. He even said that Shaq even funded a documentary for Del Dog through his record label. By this time, Shaq was playing for the Miami Heat, but after being interviewed, Shaq said he met several Main Street Crip gang members while he was doing toy drives in South Central, but he did not have a personal relationship with them. He will also tell the police that he stopped all dealings with Stutterbox about a year before the interview, because he was scared of Stutterbox's criminal troubles and believed it would be bad for his image. At the time of the attack on Stutterbox, the Main Street Crip gang members had already been under surveillance as a part of an ongoing federal investigation into the Main Streets. In one wiretap phone conversation 6 months after the attack, Del Dog told an associate of Shaq that Stutterbox had gone sour and began to snitch and talk to the police. Around 3 years after the attack on Stutterbox tried to sue, but this case will be dropped, and Shaq and the Main Streets will walk away free. Shaq would later distance himself from many of the gang members involved, but several years later, this would be brought up in several interviews by many people, including Reggie Wright.
Breakdown of the situation with Shaquille O'Neal and why you believe he truly left LA as far as the Lakers.
Yeah, Shaq somehow got up under, and for those of y'all don't believe it, say, oh, Shaquille O'Neal don't need to hang out with no Main Street Mafia Crip guys or gang members. That's crazy. Never heard of that before. Well, just go listen to on Shaq, one of his latest podcasts, where they talked about Dale Dog and gave him a shout out and all of that on that particular podcast. And so Shaq was in deep with mainstream mafia. As y'all, Shaq got up under the main streets and was cool with them. And he mainly got cool with this dude Stutterbox. Stutterbox is very respected, or was very respected out here in LA. Very. At one time, he was Main Street Mafia Crips. So it was a very respected neighborhood in LA. Shaq got it up under him somehow. But what Stutterbox messed up at is because when you get close to people, you start thinking you probably want more money or own more, deserve more money than what a person is giving you for whatever reasons. That's just how human nature is. That's just what happens. Stutterbox, for some reason, felt he was owed more by Shaquille O'Neal. He took, as I remember, the number was either $300,000 or $400,000. Forget what it was. But he allegedly had a picture, no, not a picture, a tape, a videotape of him, I heard, sticking his fist up. Shaq's wife, I don't want to say her name because I like her and I know she's doing good things out there, but she's the creator of Basketball Wives. I'm going to expose your wife if you don't pay me X amount of dollars. Mm-hmm. So Shaq is like devastated, like this. Mm-hmm. So now he goes and, talk to other guys that's involved in Main Street. And they like, what? So Dale Dog was like, hey, or whoever was like, oh, you ain't gonna be doing this to Shaq. Shaq, look out for us. So they started war with the internal. Mm-hmm. Where I think they did something to him. Kidnapped him, whooped on him, did something to Stutterbox. Mm-hmm. Where he was kind of like bandit from the hood. This court went to court to, so y'all say he's snitching. How come I'm snitching on something that got transcripts and court paperwork out there? Well, he went to court, got on the stand, testified, but apparently they were all found not guilty. And, but he was trying to get them put in jail to the point where Shaq almost got indicted behind that. Yeah. They were close, very, very close to indicting him on that case.
Dale Dog would be shot and killed in 2015. Shaq would continue to have a successful career, even outside of basketball. Of recently, Stutterbox has been seen arguing over the internet with people like Wack 100. It looks like he still claims Main Street. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.